Good morning. Well, this video is for anybody wanting to know what on earth to do if a Jehovah's Witness comes to their door. A lot of people don't know what to do. This video is also for my friends that noticed that I was making a video using a New World Translation showing Jesus as Jehovah through Isaiah, all those scriptures, and then into the New Testament. If you're interested at all in knowing how to be able to show Jesus as Jehovah, Jehovah is the rock, the creator. It shows it all those scriptures in Isaiah. You can look at my other post and you'll see we go back and forth and I zoom right into the verses. Anyways, so this video is what to do when the Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking. And again, one of the reasons also is so that I'm stuck at home with my pains and my puppies, and I'm doing a lot of research, and I've been trying to have a Bible study, but a study with the Jehovah's Witnesses, trying to befriend them. For the purpose of giving them the gospel, and I'll tell you why. So, what would Jesus do when the Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking? Would he pretend he's not home? Would he tell him he has his own religion and then slam the door? Would he say he's busy and not interested? Or would he earnestly contend for the faith? So with God's help, we can earnestly contend for the faith, that's in Jude 3, to try and be a witness to the Jehovah's Witnesses. So they're right at your door. You don't have to be a missionary and go to Africa or China across the street. So you're supposed to share the good news if you're born again Christian, if you have the gospel, if you know the truth. Jesus is the truth. So if you can do it in a way that they can understand, being that they're confused and led astray. Why do they come to your door? They want to convert you to their organization. So that's the bottom line. They want you to come to their meetings. They want you to come to their conventions and their assemblies. They want you to study their publications. They want you to go door to door with them. They want you to be baptized into their organization. Again, if you can, look at the other post that I put last night. I also have a couple videos I made, and they're on Emigre 777 on YouTube. But this is mostly just to help people understand how to witness to the Jehovah's Witnesses rather than be mean to them. We don't have to. So a small number are going to come to your door because they're required to put in hours of field service every month. They walk slowly through your neighborhood and they probably pray that no one's going to even answer the door. They're just putting in their time. Either way, your job, your God-given responsibility, is to share the good news of Jesus in a way that they could understand. Jesus wasn't kidding around when he told you to teach all nations, Matthew 28:19. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not a teacher. Well, take that up with the Lord when you see him. He told us to be witnesses and to teach all nations. So, like if the captain orders, write 10 degrees, okay, instead of 5 or 7, whatever, you turn the rudder the right 10 degrees and you bring the ship to the course. The captain's not kidding around. Jesus wasn't kidding around, and he doesn't want excuses. So Jesus didn't tell you to teach all nations by your good life and by being a silent role model or by being the only Bible that people will ever read. No. There's something different about you. That's nonsense. Jesus never told you to be a mime. He wants you to speak. He wants you to listen. You know how to talk. You already know how to listen. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to do the job. So you can open your door because you love and care for these people. You can try and help the Jehovah's Witness understand for themselves that what they've been taught is not the truth. Remember, they're trapped in a cult. You want them to have abundant life, a life of joy, a life lived and enjoyed now in the present. You want them to have eternal life with Jesus. Jesus didn't die so that people could live like a Jehovah's Witness lives. Jehovah's Witnesses live a constant work of overseers checking their time card. There are up to five meetings a week, monitoring their participation in the meetings. They live like a life of a circus elephant, and outsiders don't even pay attention to their drudgery. You have not opened your door to give a Jehovah Witness 2 tricky verses and a logic question, and then pow, there you go, the Jehovah Witness. Your entire religion is crushed. That's not the way that this is going to work. You don't open your door to checkmate them. You don't want to give them something. Well, you do want to give them something to think about. You don't want to argue. You don't want to be aggressive. You're going to harden their heart. The approach hurts the cause of Christ if you do it wrong. It's not the way the Bible teaches us to do it. So you want to get them to listen. Now remember, they're going to put their shield up if you say something wrong. Remember, we're worldly people, and you need to get them to listen to you first. So some people use the bullhorn in front of the convention. They're going to stand in a line, and while the Jehovah Witnesses are standing there to go in, and they're going to shout and hold up cards about their false beliefs, their false predictions, which are true. So Jehovah Witnesses, you want to know what they do? They just brag to themselves about ignoring these messages from Satan, because that's what they're brainwashed. But secretly, maybe it gets into the Jehovah Witnesses' heart, and they may do a little bit of research themselves, but not usually. Again, we're talking, please go re-watch this at the beginning. We're going to use Jehovah Witness literature. We're going to get the Jehovah Witness to think. We're going to become their friend. We're going to try and give them the true gospel, the true way. So please go back and watch the beginning of this video. I also posted another one last night if you want to watch that. So some people slam them with evidence method. And when you meet a Jehovah Witness, you begin immediately to prove that Jesus is God. Well, Jehovah Witnesses don't believe that Jesus is divine. Actually, they believe that he's Michael the Archangel. So remember, they're brainwashed. So you got to be patient. So, or maybe you'll remind them that their organization has made false predictions in the past, which they certainly have. Well, this message, way that you do that makes you feel so smart and superior. So the Jehovah Witness, they put their shield up, and it's not going to be effective. So some people try to teach the gospel to the Jehovah Witness at their door by sharing all these Bible verses that prove one thing or another, and it seems honorable. And a lot of people use this method, and they think that the Jehovah Witness, doesn't listen. And if they don't, it's too bad, and that they've done all they can, but that's really not the way to reach the Jehovah Witness. It's not the method that's going to work, believe it or not. The Jehovah Witnesses want to teach you. They're not ready for you to teach them. So a Jehovah Witness, they think that they have all the answers. Remember, they are brainwashed. A lot of them are fourth generation. They don't even know these false prophecies. They've heard all the excuses for these false prophecies. They're not really false. It was new light. So they think that if they don't have all the answers, that they can get the answers from their organization. Certainly not from you. They will proudly ignore all your bullhorns and your cards that you hold up and teachers and everything, because they think that you come from Satan. That's what they're taught. So what did Jesus do when he met a small group of hostile teachers? The scriptures say that when he was only 12, he was sitting with the teachers and listening to them. And he was asking them questions. That's in Luke 2:46. He didn't attempt to stand up and lecture these know-it-alls. So let's just think about what Jesus did and think about how we can reach people of other religions, but we're talking about the Jehovah Witnesses at this moment. So let's sit with them and listen to them and ask them questions, and soon you'll see that they don't have all the answers. So to them, you've got to listen to them. Of course, you know the truth. They're not going to trick you. You don't have to worry about that. They will talk as long as they believe that you're sincerely interested in what they're saying. So be sincere. I've been studying for maybe 4 months now. These people are so kind. They work so hard for their organization. They're so kind. They've got a daughter that they're brainwashing into this. They've already seen their relatives die in this religion. These people are like 4th generation. And I'm getting them to think by asking them questions at the studies. So, so building a relationship, it can't be done in a few minutes or even an hour or even in a month. And Jesus didn't give Peter just 2 verses. So if there was a better method, wouldn't Jesus have used it? That's something to think about. So Jehovah's Witnesses are looking for people who don't know much about the Bible. That is true. I was just a funeral kind of thing at the Kingdom Hall, and I can tell you the people I was talking to them, and they're pretty much simple people. They're purposely non-educated, told not to have an education. A lot of them literally will drop out of school, forget college. They'll even get just GEDs. So the organization works on people that are not educated. So they're looking for people that don't know anything about the Bible. They're not going to talk too long to someone that they perceive as a pastor or a priest or a well-read Christian. They're looking for people that are willing to join their organization. They're going to call these people right-hearted ones, which they call me that. They say, Jehovah knows your heart. They're not looking for a religious debate. They're looking for people that will believe them without too much resistance. So to reach the Jehovah's Witness, don't resist their teaching when they come to your door. If they tell you that the moon is made of green cheese, smile and tell them how interesting that is. Tell them that you like cheese. If they tell you that the world is getting worse and worse, tell them that the world certainly is in bad shape these days. Kind of like be like a trout that's willing to be caught, not a great white shark ready to bite someone's head off. So Jehovah's Witnesses will listen to you, and they'll spend a lot of time with you if they think that you may join their organization. Hey, if what they're telling you is the truth, of course, wouldn't you really be interested in joining their organization? So you want to know more, and you want to know what they have to say. Their invitation to spend a lot of time with you will be their offer of their little paperback book titled, What Does the Bible Really Teach? I have it way back there. Oh, I guess you can't zoom in with a periscope. It's back there. So they're going to give that to you free. They're going to give you some Jehovah's Witness literature. I have some Bibles from them. I have a little bit of literature. Most of it I bought myself before I met them. And this, tell me that this wasn't the Lord working. Here I was out on visitation door to door. My heart has been so much a witness to people, whether they're religious or not. I took the witnessing class at the Lausanne School of the Bible and many other courses. Helped me to really learn the Bible. I, believe it or not, I had been witnessing to Jehovah's Witnesses in upstate New York in the late 80s, early 90s, to no avail, and I just gave up because I was doing the Bible. They were just going to, see the light and not follow what they were doing. Anyways, hi, I'm talking about witnessing to Jehovah's Witnesses. And so I recently had bought a New World Translation. It's one of the ones up there. It's a 1970. I bought it off eBay for $6. And had bought some literature. I bought one of the old books, one of the old Russell books. It's a cloth book, 1908. It has the Pyramid of Gaza inside and how he did all these measurements, and that was the prediction of when Jesus was going to come back. They've got the scriptures mixed up, the Matthew, they've got the tribulation scriptures and the Armageddon. They've got everything all mixed up. It's, unless you know your Bible, it's hard to understand Kingdom of Heaven, Kingdom of God. Anyways, I'm so glad I learned. But anyway, so can you believe it? I was out on visitation. Actually, my friend and my daughter were across the street knocking at somebody else's door. A guy answered where I was knocking, and I was telling him I was out witnessing for Jesus, and he said he was a Jehovah's Witness, and I was like, whoa, woohoo! I've been just restudying. So I told him, wow, how exciting. I told him how I just bought my New World Translation off of eBay, and of course, this was an older man. He was 75. He had this big patch on his chest. He'd been getting dialysis. his daughter, married daughter, came to the door. She's in her 30s maybe. And it was wonderful. We were able to talk a little bit. We exchanged phone numbers. We began texting. Come to find out, her area of door knocking is my area, which is way far from where I was. It's so cool. So here I met them at their door. My area for them to door knock is out here. Tell me that wasn't the Lord, that I had just bought the Watchtower stuff, wanted to study. It definitely was the Lord. And so I've been building a relationship with these wonderful people that are lost. Don't tell me you don't have friends or relatives or neighbors that aren't lost. Don't tell me that you haven't, done something with them, to care about them, love them, befriend them. And we're supposed to do that. Anyways, so you want the Jehovah's Witness to give you that book, What Does the Bible Teach? You want that invitation. They're going to offer it to you if they perceive that you're a potential convert. On the road to Emmaus, that's in Luke 24:13 through 31, Jesus met up with those two travelers, and he asked them about their sad conversation, and Cleopas said, Art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and hast thou not known the things which are come to pass in these days? And so listen to Jesus' wise reply. He says, what things? Jesus is the master teacher. He knew all about the things that came to pass in Jerusalem in those days. And he knew all about his own arrest and his trial and his torture and his crucifixion. He was there. So he replies, what things? Well, you may know a little bit about the Bible yourself, and what that doesn't mean that you have to tell the Jehovah's Witness about what you know. Let them tell you what they know, just like Jesus did. Don't tell the Jehovah's Witness too much about what you believe. Be a little coy like Jesus was. Other than the existence of God, just about any belief that you share with them could turn into a confrontational battle. And it's not going to help you to reach them. So open your door. No, don't be afraid. Open your door. Say hello. Talk to the people that God has actually brought to your door. Some Christians think, oh no, I don't want to get into a theological debate with people who have lots of training and experience, which they do, and can twist things all around, which they can. And I don't want to have to know that much about the Bible. I'll end up feeling stupid, so I'll just get rid of them. Well, shame on you. Well, where is the helmet of salvation that God gave you? Is it in your closet, or is it on your head, protecting your brains? Ephesians 6. Where's the breastplate of righteousness that God gave you? Is it in your attic collecting dust? Or is it covering your heart right now? Where's the belt of truth that God gave you? Is it in the dresser drawer, or is it the truth wrapped all around you right now? Quit fooling around and open the door. A shut door is not part of the armor that God gave in Ephesians 6. These people need the Lord, so let God help you help them. So like I was saying, they've got a map of your neighborhood, of every neighborhood. So their members become responsible to go door to door on different streets in different territories. Praise the Lord for that. They're going to be coming to your door. I want you to get ready. This is a good thing. So without it, you'll get random Jehovah's Witnesses coming to your door all the time. So these streets are zoned assignments, but they change from time to time. Anyways, ordinary Jehovah's Witnesses, they're called publishers. This is called service. They're going to do their best to work an average of at least 10 hours a month, talking about their understanding of God's kingdom, either door to door or in a public place like the shopping center, train station. They've got those stands now. So the pioneer level is considered full-time, and they work an average of 70 hours a month. Pioneers are highly respected. They're much better higher up than a publisher. Yeah, you're going to find out the Jehovah's Witnesses have some pride in their thing. Anyways, they also do work salvation. All Jehovah's Witnesses turn in their hours, and their church officials check their hours and make sure that everyone is maintaining national average hours. Yes, they do. So Jehovah's Witnesses is going to come to your door, either a one-page invitation to their Easter memorial, which they want to drop off and quickly be on their way, or they come with a plan to begin a conversion that will lead to your conversion to their organization. The plan starts by introducing an interesting topic, and they have a book, and it gives them a certain thing to say. So anyways, it's going to be from their Awake magazine. Usually the topic may be about terrorism or a disease or crime or suicide rates or bullying or the end of the world. Whatever it is, it'll be something about how the world is not very good or how people are not well informed. Tell them, if you honestly can, that I was just thinking about that topic the other day. Well, maybe you were, anyway. Ask them a question about the topic. It's very important. Ask a question and be interested. For them, this contact at your door is simply to find out if you're a prospect. So they want to know if you're spending more time, or if them spending more time with you is maybe going to result in you joining their organization. Very, very important. Please care about these people. Please watch from the beginning of this video if you care at all about Jehovah's Witnesses. So don't just look at the title of the cover of the magazine that they leave for you, that they brought. Take it, browse through it, and talk to them about the magazine topic. Show some interest. Begin a conversation. Don't let them think that you're just another house to house, that you're going to brush them off. Be curious. Reach out your hand when they introduce. Hello from Istanbul. I'm talking about how to deal with a Jehovah's Witness that shows up at your door with a false gospel because they're brainwashed. So please watch this from the beginnings. Anybody that cares about witnessing to a Jehovah's Witness, please. So reach your hand out to them. Tell them your name. Shake their hand. Repeat their name out loud. Write down their name as soon as they leave. They're going to write down yours. If it's a hot day, maybe invite them in. Husband or wife, make sure it's okay. But maybe you can invite them, or they may invite you to a Sunday meeting. I'm not going to reply to that. I just went to a funeral. I don't know how I will feel. I might consider this in the future. I need to keep my Bible study going. If I feel it's going to wane off, I probably might go to something. But anyways, we did just go to their funeral memorial. So be curious and want to know more about whatever it is that they're talking about. So talk about the topic of the month. Don't bring up your own topic. Again, I can, and if you do your own study, you can know what to say to get them to think when they bring up their own topic. So don't try and teach them anything yet. So be attentive, be passive, be willing to be a good student. They might want to tell you about the dead that's not alive anywhere. The dead are simply dead. They'll want to know what you think. Don't reply, well, 144,000. Don't do that yet. They're just telling you about the dead are not alive anywhere. Anyways, so you don't want to bring up a wrong topic. They're prepared for those wrong topic of 140,000 or the Trinity, etc. So they're going to talk about the anointed, and they're instantly changed into spirit beings at death, and they go to heaven. They're just going to talk about who are killed at Armageddon and end up alive again on the earth. Instead, innocently ask things like, are there any dead people who are alive in heaven? Well, I'm going to help you. If you're interested at all, I have stuff for you. Please just somehow message me on one of these videos. I'll email you some information if you really care about witnessing to the witnesses. I will give you stuff so that you can ask them questions that get them to think. So, they're prepared to reply to a bunch of people's things about, like I said, Trinity and 144,000 and all that. So let them let them talk about what they've been taught, and then you can give proper questions that get them to think. So right now, accept an answer that they give you without resistance. The important thing is that you've asked a question, you've shown interest, you're listening. You need to win a friend, not an argument. Maybe you can reply to some of these things. Like, yes, I know that dead people are dead. Like my grandmother died. I know she's dead. I went to her funeral. So, say, have you been to a funeral? So let them talk about maybe a funeral they've attended. Try not to talk about, things that are not in the book yet. Spend time with the Jehovah's Witness. Get them to spend time with you. Ask them about their family. Ask them if they live in a neighborhood, for how long. Be friendly. Get to know them. Let them get to know you. Some people want to argue with a Jehovah's Witness. Some people yell at them. They say, John 1:1, because you do know the Jehovah's Witnesses have changed since 1950. Jesus is a little God. So don't do that and slam the door. Don't do that. Don't call them a cult. Don't try and show them that they're wrong. Don't be like other people. Jesus wants you to be a fisher of men. Fishermen are quiet and they're patient. Like real fishermen for trout. Let the Jehovah's Witness have their say, even if you disagree. Even if you don't know what they're talking about, even if you're not sure if it's right. A lawyer, they don't jump off their seat and interrupt when hearing a witness say something that isn't true. They wait, let the witness have their say. So let the Jehovah's Witness tell you whatever they want to tell you. Be friendly and receptive. You're trying to get them to offer you a weekly Bible study with their little paperback book. Many Christians perceive that it's a confirmation that the JW is doing something right and we're doing something wrong, and just don't worry about it. Be kind. Listen, and the other thing is the Jehovah's Witness, don't worry, even though they might think that they're winning, that's okay. Because you know that you're winning a relationship. You've got the door, you've got your foot in their door also, because they're coming to you so that you can witness to them. If you treat them mean, do you know that they're taught at their organization that that's Satan, you're Satan, and that they're going to be persecuted by Satan? So don't let them think that about you. They're strengthened by that. You've helped them dig their heels in deeper to believing their organization if you persecute them in any way. So, during one of your talks, they will probably ask you if you have a Bible in your home. They're going to ask you to get it. They don't really want you to read your Bible, but they want to see what version you have and how worn it is. And how quickly you can find a verse. If you come back to the door with your living Bible that looks like it's never been opened, that will mean something about you and your availability to join their organization. If you come back to the door with the King James Bible overflowing with sticky notes and underlines on nearly every page, and it looks like you read each page 15 times, that will mean something else about you and your availability to join their organization. So don't bring out your well-worn Bible. It's better to appear as a trout than as a great white shark. If you do not have a Bible in your home, you're not okay, let's see, try and let them give you a Bible. Maybe you can otherwise bring out like a paperback Bible that you bought at the dollar store, or a New Testament like a Gideon's. When they ask you to turn to a page, don't jump right to it. Again, we're talking, please, if you care at all about Jehovah's Witnesses that are trapped in that cult because they were being lied to, please, watch the beginning of this video. We're trying to reach a Jehovah's Witness with the truth. So watch the beginning of this video, please. If they come to your door, and they want to do a Bible study, you guys sit down and you get your Dollar Tree Bible or your Gideon Bible, because you want to just be coy and you don't want to be a know-it-all. You don't just jump to your verse. Okay? Anyways, you could even say, show me where it is, please. Anyways, they don't want to spend time with you if you can find a Bible verse quickly. They can be cautious. They may think that you're the scariest of all householders, maybe even an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So then they definitely will not talk to an ex-Jehovah's Witness, an apostate. We're trying to reach a Jehovah's Witness, and you don't want to be a know-it-all. So Anyways, and you don't want to use the Jehovah's Witness language. You just want to just listen to them and don't talk about their kingdom hall and their watchtower and their false prophets. Just listen to them for a while. You don't want to mention governing body and Bethel and Gilead and field service and publisher and pioneer and whatever. So whatever they say about their topic of the month, whether you agree with their views or not, tell them that you appreciate them coming. You want to make a friend with a Jehovah's Witness so that you can reach them with the gospel. So tell them that you're going to look at their magazine. Thanks for stopping by. I'll read this. I'm going to think about what you've said. Remember, it's a powerful statement. They don't want to think it's going to end up in the trash as soon as they leave the door. So it shows that you've taken them seriously. It shows that you're listening to them. Finally, you've given them the highest compliment that they could receive when they leave. You showed interest. You showed that you cared. Maybe they'll ask if they can come back and visit. Let them come back. Schedule a time. Maybe exchange phone numbers like I did. That was so great. So that you can call them if an emergency comes up. And be home when you promise. When you set up an appointment and say that they can come back. Make sure you're home. If they don't ask to come back, don't be discouraged. Maybe you're a little too eager. They can be very weary. Maybe they want to see a commitment from you if they've invited you to their Sunday meeting, which I don't see them. They don't seem to be that pushy. They're really laid back. Anyways, just tell them that you'll think about it. I've been telling them the truth that I really have obligations right now. And I've been, at my meetings for a long time. I call it service, but their service is door to door. So as the Jehovah's Witnesses go back to their group after being at your door, let them say that you were friendly. Here we say that we care about people and we want to be a witness. And I know I was the rudest. I was like Paul in the Bible. Saul. I was so rude to Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't just chase them. I didn't slam the door. Oh no, I chased them off my property. I got on my scooter and I followed them up and down my neighborhood, yelling, telling my neighbors not to listen to them, that they were taking people to hell. I didn't realize what I was doing to Jehovah's Witnesses. I had no idea. So let them go back and say you were friendly, you were attentive. So I'll stop this for now, and if anybody cares, you can watch my second video. But I'm going to just try and help you be kind of Jehovah's Witness, realizing that they are lost, that they're in a cult, and what to do for them if you really care.